Hey guys, I got enough done on this bike to kind of throw in an update, so that way I'm not really skipping some stuff. But I got a pile of the crap that's coming off this thing. Check out this old steering stem. Pretty bad bent. I bought that other one that, I figured I could just throw on the bike, paint it and throw it on, and the things that I did to it, I could have just did to this one. Could have saved myself $30. Kind of windy out here today, so hopefully it doesn't blow my mic on my camera too bad. I got that rear grab bar almost done. I got to weld in some little mounts on it. But I don't know if you remember the back end of a frame thing I was going to use. And there's all the stuff I took off of it. And I was going to try to save the bracket and the tail light off of that one, but it's not wide enough. And then the things I got to do to the new one is weld on some brackets like these. So anyway, I put the old plastics on here and kind of get an idea of what things are going to look like. Here's the new grab bar. So yeah, I could have made it a little longer because these plastics will probably come out to about right here. So, but done. And then give you a view of what it kind of looks like on the front. I say these plastics look way better in the camera. I can already kind of tell and what they really are. But they just got like layers and layers of paint on. The front fenders aren't too bad as far as, I don't think they're broke anywhere. I might actually just post them on Craigslist when I'm done kind of mocking everything up. Rear fenders are pretty busted. And then they got a lot of trimmings done. So I might just put the whole set on Craigslist or something. Somebody might be able to use them. Better than none. I ordered new plastics, and they're going to be orange. And then I got a blue hood. There's nothing really wrong with this hood. It's kind of warped from the sun, but I figure I'm going to do blue seat, blue hood, and blue frame, and then orange plastics. This bike's kind of proportioned weird. It's got a super long front end, and then when you sit on it, you're actually like sitting in the center of the axle. Well, I think that's what kind of drew my attention to it. It's just kind of different looking. I ordered a bumper as well. It's not made to fit the bike because they really don't have too many aftermarket bumpers for these. They have one that's kind of pricey, and it's made to like clamp around the frame here. But I figure with all the modifications I'm doing to this frame anyway, I can easily just weld on some tabs to get something to bolt up. The bumper I ordered is for a Polaris Predator 500. And the tabs on it comes like kind of straight off. I think the lowers kind of go down some, but I figure with the front end of this bike, the bumper kind of needs to be, directly in front, and a lot of the aftermarkets kind of raise them up. It wouldn't look right if it was covering too much of the nose, So I don't know if I'll let you guys see the new plastics or the new bumper until it's done, so it kind of gives a little bit of a I can't wait to see it kind of thing, maybe, or the surprise of when it is done. So let me get this seat off of here and I'll show you guys some more stuff. I got more stuff to take off. I guess I gotta take all the plastics off to show you. But I made this piece of angle iron, and then I took metal with a radius, and the piece with the radius on was about the same size as this pipe. So my hope is that I can notch a section out right here and weld this in here, so that way I got, you know, more clearance on my carburetor, so it's not actually touching the frame. But yeah. And then I also did up, sorry about the shaking, I'm kind of like tripping over half the crap that's in this place. Got this motor mount made, bolts up to the original spots over here. Probably gonna have to put a couple washers down in here on this one. I don't want to try to bend this thing and to get it to contour, you know, to the shape it needs to be. Looks like a couple washers right here do the job. I figure if I tried to bend it to make it fit, then my bolt pattern wouldn't be right. And then I drilled these holes out in this part of the block to 3/8, because the bolts that's supposed to go through there are like 6mm, and you can't keep them tight because they're so small, and you can't really get enough torque on them to keep them tight. And it was only taking I don't know, 25 thousandths a side off the hole to get a 3/8 bolt in it. And then the other side mounts, I don't have them made yet, but I'm going to use these, the stock ones. I'll probably end up using both of them. But I figure mount one of them here, probably cut this part of it off because it's, you know, sending me in the right direction. And then I'll use the other one, bolt it on here. Maybe I might be able to get them to where I can just weld them together, or just put them, you know, weld them together with a piece of metal. And then go back to the grab bar now that I got the plastics off. This metal cleaned up really nice. Like, remember all that stuff that was welded on it. I fixed the dent that was right here, welded it up, and then there was a little tab over here it was welded on for like a flag. Well, I had to draw this thing together to make it so that right now you can, you know, at least get bolts in it, it would tighten down. But I had to draw it together. I had to like put big pipes on each one of these pieces and kind of like bend it together. Well, since it had all the weld repair here, it like hardened the material. So I got like, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. It's not really that bad, but it stretched the metal in one point instead of overall. So it kind of put a little bit of a new dent there. But I think I'm happy with it. Like I said, I got to make little tabs. You know, it goes from here to the frame on each side. Probably do that today, and probably do the carburetor thing today. And then to crush these, I just put it in a vise, smashed it flat. I remember what I was saying about the Chinese frames. Like, some of them are like super thin, and like, you know, they'll just break because they're so thin, chintzy. And then they go to the opposite extreme, and it's really thick stuff. This bumper right now, without all the hardware stuff on it, that's going to need to be, you know, like the stuff that's on the old one. You know, like these brackets here and these. And this bumper is longer and probably weighs the same amount as that other one with nothing on. And then you can kind of see how much thinner it is. I mean, it's like as thin as like a folding lawn chair crap. Oh, the one I'm putting on there is a lot heavier duty. So, and then I think I'm going with the stock shock mounts that's on here. This shock is longer than the one that's supposed to be on it. I don't know if maybe there was like a dampening bushing inside the shock that's wore out, so it made it longer. But from what I found on a website for Works shocks, this thing is like a ½ inch longer than what it's supposed to be. And with the little tires, it seems like it's lowering the back of it down enough that it makes it kind of where it's supposed to be. It is a little higher in the back than what it's supposed to be. Like from what I've seen from pictures I looked up, it's supposed to be kind of flattened out with maybe a little bit of a pitch, but this one has some pitch to it. It's just not worth the shock mounts. Ooh, I was thinking about either moving this one back, but then when you move it back, it puts a lot of lean on the shock, and then it could mess up, how well it works. That stupid door just keeps going back and forth, squeaking. And then either that, or I thought about bringing this one up into here, but then I'm kind of worried that the frame might not hold up, because it's kind of pushing into the frame here, and if I put it here, it'd be pushing up on it. It might bend or break it. So it's hard to really get. It's hard to get shocks, make something else work in something, or if you change the position of where they are, it changes all the hit, the I don't know, the torque against it, and if I stood it up, it would probably make it too strong, and if I brought it out down here, it might make it too weak. You can always adjust this down to get your tension back to make it strong enough, but then the dampening would diminish. So I think I'm just going to leave it alone. It seemed to work pretty good, whenever before I took the bike apart, it seemed like it actually could have been backed off a little bit, as far as maybe the person that owned it weighed a lot more. So right now everything's loose, so I can just adjust it the way I want it. I actually have wrenches that fits on these, so I'll just wait till it's done to adjust it. That's about all I got for today. Maybe I'll make an update after I get the motor mounts and a little frame fix up there, and maybe get this bumper done. I'll make another update. Alright, thanks for watching.